Hi guys, it's Miss Kit Kat Cupcake. I recently moved my Happy Planner into my A5 Filofax. And I just want to quickly show you how I did it. It's pretty straightforward, although I did mess it up quite badly. I over chopped it in places because I used a paper cutter, and it's not a very good paper cutter, so I ended up having to use a scalpel and just cutting it all by hand, which wasn't too bad. So a few things that you may not be happy with if you was to do it. So this is the weekly view. The way it works is you trim it very close, basically the very bottom of the last day, so you lose that little bit off the end. I left the tops alone. If you choose to do that, that might be better for you. Whatever works for you, really. And I also chopped down here. So I basically went as close as I could to the perforations, and then I re-punched it all. Also with the punching, rather than using my A5 puncher, I punched it all by hand because of the way that the puncher works. You have to mess it all around, and I just prefer to do it by hand. So, but again, whatever works for you. You might want to use your paper cutter for quickness, accuracy. Because I will show you how I messed up at the beginning. Oh, just so you know, I've only got a 6-month extension pack here. I never went for the full Happy Planner. So if you think, oh, this looks a bit different, it's probably because it is. So I actually did mess up my first month. I over chopped on my monthly. Also, the monthly, if you may not be happy with, is you do lose the bottom of the monthly. You lose, I don't know what, about a quarter of the last week of the month. That might be a deal breaker for you. There's a little bit more room in there, not much, I don't think. You're looking at less than a little finger top and towel, so it's up to you how you feel. I only got a 6-month plaque, so what I did, I went and bought another 6 month because I'm happy with that. I don't need to buy the Happy Planner from scratch. So I'm going to quickly show you how I do that. So put that down. So yeah, this is my, I'll just show you 1 month today, and I will probably speed it up as well because it's going to get quite boring. So, oh, you get all this stuff in. I didn't even use this before. Lovely things. If you've never seen an extension pack as well, there's what you get in it. All these things. I will use those. That is probably it. Yeah, that's probably it. So, okie dokie. So, back to month number 1. So I'm just going to do 1 month just to show you how I did it. So this will end up being September for me. Right, so with all of them, I trimmed off as close as I could. So again, I used a scalpel. You can use a paper cutter, you can use scissors, whatever you like using. Close as I physically could. 1 page at a time, or if you're more confident, paper cutter, whatever. So yeah, problem is I've got a wooden ruler because it looked cute, and it's not very good. Bits come off it when you chop too close. That actually was, I could have got a bit closer than that, so you could, but it's, you know, get in there. Let's get that, make that tidy. So that's the first page. I'm going to come back to that to do the bottom. So same again with all of those. I'm going to may attempt to be a smart A and do multiple pages. It wasn't great last time. Sorry if you can see my big head. Oh, I've got 1, 2. Oh, didn't quite get them all. 1. Clearly I'm not pushing it hard enough. There we go. Just got the 2. Oh dear. So let's get those finished off. Oh, hello. That one has come off. Disorganised. So you can tell I'm not professional. So I do have a paper cutter, but it's really not very good. The blade keeps coming out of it. Oh, see, there we go. I think if you don't use it, if you do it by hand like I'm doing, you have to be kind of satisfied with the fact it may be a bit crooked and not perfect, but knife isn't really, is it? So now that's the right width, pretty good. So then what I do the tab page last, and you'll see why, because of the lines aren't where I need them to be. I have to use one of these as a guide. So I'll start with the back first, and the way to get it is literally just to go to the bottom line and just use that as your guide on every single page. Yeah, and that's pretty much it, how to get that there. And then when you get to the end, use that line as a guide. Actually, to be fair, yeah, that's fairly crooked. I don't mind too much though. I'm not a perfectionist, but I appreciate lots of people are. So if you can hear noises outside, my neighbours are playing musical cars. Alright, so that's all there. So they are all now the same. Oh, let's see if I can straighten this up a little bit, because that is mega. That's not good. It's not quite. That could be better. There we go. So there is that. So that was there. But then this is the month part. As you can see, it's not at the right thing. So what I did there, I measured it up. Use the rest of the pack as kind of like a guideline, so that they all fall at the same length. But it is just around the second line. I'm sure you could use a ruler and measure it out. Be significantly more technical than me. So there we go. There's the month. Oh no, that's not the month. That's the back. Thursday, Sunday, Monday, Thursday. Nope, there it is. There's the little tinker. So, and if you're a bit messy like me, check you've got them in the right place before you punch them. So there's that there. So you've chopped off a little bit of the month. If it bothers you, then this is not for you, I think, if I'm honest. Monday, Thursday, Monday, Monday, Monday. There's that there. So you've now got a month. With the lowest tab, what you might need to do when if you do for the whole month or whole 6 months, when you get to the bottom one, I did chop slightly through the last tab and then I just cut it round. I think I lost maybe 1/4 of an inch of a tab. It's not, it literally, you don't really notice it. So it's not, it didn't look, you didn't notice it when I flicked through my thing, did you? So it's clearly not that bad. So that's that there. And then I'm just going to use a little bit, to be technical, of A5 punched paper to eyeball this, because I'm not that fussed about measuring it up. I'm literally going to go like that, similar sort of gap on each end, and punch by hand. So as which you might think is a bit crazy. Not measuring it out. I'm just that kind of crazy person. God. Hand punches are not for everyone. I probably use this more than my Repsco one, how you pronounce it. So yeah, I've now punched that. I'm going to open up my planner. It's August. There's some notes there. September. There we go. I now have September in there as well. And just obviously repeat for every month. I do recommend just doing a month at a time. Take your time, have a glass of something nice and just enjoy it. I think 6 months took me start to finish after I worked out where all my lines had to be. 45 minutes, if that. But yeah, so I'm going to carry on with the rest of those. So that's there. Lost that little bit there. I'm not too fast. I don't use the month. I overdo a great deal anyway. So if it wasn't there, I wouldn't, you know, be bothered. The fact that there's Saturday and Sunday still annoys me split. But yeah, so there's all of my week. So thank you very much for watching. I hope this helped you. I'm going to carry on now, finish off the rest of my my year. Yeah, thank you very much. If you need anything else, let me know. Put your comments below, and I'm going to tidy up this mess. Thanks very much.